Hello, guys. I hope all of you are doing well. I welcome you back again to the Aviator Pro channel. And I just want to share with you what took place over the weekend. It's been a weekend with mixed results. Lost a lot, got a lot, I don't know. But what's important is just to enjoy the game. Very difficult to say, but it's actually something that is enjoyable. Right, so today I'm going to be talking over my video and I'll just be showing you where I started off. Okay, so this is from the previous round. I had already gotten up to about 17,300 and something, but I had also gotten a very nice win before that to push me from I think about 3k all the way to about 17. So there I was. I started. The weekend was mixed with a lot of things, I was expecting big wins, but at times they didn't come. And in this case, I started getting stronger. Right, so there I was. I picked up something, and then I kept on going on, just checking what the other guys are doing. And then I concentrate on my stake as it goes up. As you can see, at about 4.8 I collect, which was a little bit quite early. Okay, this is what happens when you start losing. The chances are you start getting scared. So if you check, everyone is gone there because Aviator has been disciplining us all the way. So right now as I speak, you can see it's going up. It goes all the way, then it will get up to about 500. You see, this could have been good money, but you know how it is when you are scared. But it's always the case. If you're not ready to lose, then you're also not ready to win. So that's always been my policy. So patience is the key, like I always say. So I try to be patient. One of the greatest advantages that I had at this point is my cash balance. When your cash balance is above the 20s, you're not really worried about what will take place in the next few rounds and stuff like that, as long as I'm maintaining the ratio of the 5x and stuff. Because when I collect the 5x, I continue to stay afloat. So now you see I was in 17, now on 25. Very good. That's an excellent run. So like I always try and encourage people that play the game, you just need to hang in there a little bit. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you start playing with, but just make sure that whatever amount you put and your bet, there's a positive correlation there where whatever you put, you should be able to get at least maybe 40 rounds, for instance. If you can get yourself 30-40 rounds, that'll be perfect, because that'll keep you afloat and you'll get somewhere. You'll find out that at times when I start feeling like I will drag a little bit, I can skip the 5x, let it run a little bit to 7x, 8x, at times 9x or 10x. What I'm doing, I'm also trying to cover those other ones that I would have lost. At times I win, but at times I lose and I end up regretting. But it's paramount, very important, that you always cash out the first one. So my trick and my secret will always be, when you look at the bottom stake, that's where my wins are. My wins are rarely on the top one. So the top one is always to keep me afloat. Then the second one is where I get my win. So at times I'm always expecting that something big is going to happen. So it's just about you expecting. And I'll tell you something, every time I play, I'll be believing that now is the time for a 500x to come or a 200x to come. But I'll just be feeling that this could be the time. So I'm always positive. But as a strategy, I always make sure that I collect my 5x. when I collect my 5x, I'm always happy that at least my balance stays a little bit high, so that I don't go down. If I go down, I go a little bit, and then I come back up again and stuff like that. So I always make sure that if I'm going to have a big win, it's on the second one. So there I was, 24,000, and I still get that whole shiver in my body to say, when it comes, will I be able to stay? There are times that I've also promised myself that, okay, this time around, I'm going to keep both bets running all the way to about 30, 50 for both of them before I even collect the first one. But several times I've lost. And then I start counting my eggs backwards now to say I should have taken this one and that one and that one and that one. And I realize if I added all, that could have been 70, 80K, I would have lost potentially. But I always console myself and say I started off with 3,000 or I started off with 5,000. So at least I'm still in the profit-making zone. So there I was. This is the most, I would say, one of the greatest games that I've ever played. I mean, the best sessions that I've ever played. So I go up again on this one and I see myself, I get into the 10s, I'm still hanging in there, I get into the 20s, I'm the 15, sorry, I pick 15. So when I pick 15 like this, I already have like 3K up there. So I'm not really worried about what is going to go on. There it goes on 42, but I was hoping it will at least get to about 50x and then I can collect it. But now these are moments that you may regret over time, that I wished I would have picked it maybe at about 30x. Because if you pick 30x now, you get your 3K. Next time, if it gives you another 30x, even if it goes to 500, doesn't matter. If you pick on 30x, if you do those 30x's 3-4 times, that means that's about 90 or 120. That's about 9,000 or 12,000. As opposed to waiting for 100x that's going to give you 10,000, especially when you have that stake on 100. Right, so the battle has always been a tough one, but just expecting something will happen is something that I always keep in my heart and say, okay, I'm playing, but yeah, what can I do? So there it is, back in the 40s, now it's 50. I'm still hanging in there because I'm believing it's going to give me 100x. And guess what happens? The 100x comes. I collect it. I get 10 grand straight away. Right, so if I was someone else, or if I had the guts, I would have waited. I would have taken maybe 200. And at this point, I'm thinking, I've got 39K up there. Lots of people have taken their money. I see the other guy, they took 339,000. And I'm always wishing one day I'm going to get there. So you see, it gets to 767. That's a very good multiplier. But anyway, do not worry much about the big multipliers, because you never know when they come, and the feeling of losing is never a nice one. So one thing I'll tell you is, once you have your balance a little bit up there, you start getting less scared. Right? Though at the end of the day, you will regret that you've been losing so much because you've been expecting so much. Just like, for instance, in the previous one on 42x, I missed out, but on the second one, I benefited from it because I got 100x. But if I took a 40x and a 40x, I would have taken 8,000. But the trick is always not to be greedy, because once you are greedy, you always run the risk of losing. But one thing that I tell you is, when you win, you'll celebrate. So you'll see me the way I behave like a crazy person. I behave like a mad person when the plane is flying and it's running all the way. You'd have loved to take a video of me. You should see how I run up and down the stairs, how I run in the aisle and stuff like that. And I'm just praying, come on, go. I'm cheering the whole time. Come on, go, and I'm talking to myself like a crazy person. At this point, I don't want any disturbances. I don't want anyone calling me, because I'm not going to pick up that call, definitely. And secondly, I do not want anyone calling my name to say, come and do this or whatever. I just focus on the game. So never at any point in time, maybe as part of the tips that I can ever give, entertain funny things. This is serious business, which I actually think I should start maybe taking it as a full-time job. Yeah, just making sure that every time I have like a 2-3 hour session or something like that, because I really dedicate my time to this whole thing over Friday nights and Saturdays, Saturdays and dribs and drabs. I do a couple of hours. I go out and do maybe an hour. I go out, I come back in again, and stuff like that. But I'll always encourage you just to make sure that you take this as a proper business, because I'll always liken this to any other business that you can even think about. It's the stock market, it's everything. It's the same principles that apply. Knowing when to put your money and where to put your money and when to take it back. It's about taking risks. Just like any other business, you take risks. You put your money there. Once you put your money, you either win or you lose. That's just about it. So we always say, maybe in one of the sayings, go big or go home, whichever way. So we don't want to go home, we want to go big. And when we want to go big, we want to win big. So this is the story now. I'm keeping my patience. I'm hanging in there. I'm still believing. Now I'm pretty much comfortable. My nerves are rested, right, at this point, because I know I've got 36K, and one of the tricks is always to give myself a floor and a ceiling. So at this point in time, I can see I'm around the 36s. I'm fine. I can just continue to focus on the game and see what people do. If I also check the behavior of the other guys and see how they are behaving. So at this point in time, you can see there's a very good chance of this thing giving a very big multiplier. So now it's going up, and I'm expecting it's going to get to 100. And there it is. It goes to 100. And this is the moment. I'm holding on. It's 160. I'm holding on. 188. I pick it up. Interesting. Very much interesting. I thank you very much for listening and watching my nonsense as usual. Thank you very much for supporting. Please keep on sharing these videos. Keep on liking them. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much.